Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, Kilos and Cosplay. My name is Sydney, and today we are going to be discussing the Wonder Festival 2022 Winter Edition. So, there was some decent figures announced, some that I'm personally excited for, and some that I think maybe you guys would be interested in kind of knowing about. I'm not going to go through every single one, but there is this Twitter user that I follow who kind of keeps things updated, so if you want to check them out, that's kind of where I got all my information from. Definitely give them a follow, because they keep up with everything. So in this video I want to talk about some that weren't announced as far as I know at the Wonder Festival, but there's some that have just currently got like some prototypes or some announcements, and I just really want to talk about them because I'm personally really excited about them. So bear in mind not all of these were announced at that festival, but I will put timestamps, so if you want to check out specific ones you can do that, and then I'll probably timestamp like the ones that weren't announced and just kind of randomly run through those. But starting us off, I figure let's just go to the prize figures and kind of knock those out first. So we have some Sega Prize figures. So the prize figures that I'm honestly really considering getting, but I might hold out for a scale, I don't know, but these prize figures actually look really, really good. And it is the Spy Family Yor and Lloyd ones. I mean, I'm just so hyped that we're already getting some Spy Family things out. I'm really hoping for scales. I haven't looked too much into it, so I don't know if there is any kind of potentially has been discussed, but for prize figures, these look really nice. Especially Yor. I am obsessed with hers. I think they could have done a little better with Lloyd, but they're so nice. And where's Anya? We need an Anya to complete this family in a bond. We need the dog. Come on. We'll get there. This is a step in the right direction though. These ones look also really good. If I didn't already have scales of them, I could consider these. And personally, I would almost go with these over the pop-up parades. And that is from Eurocamp. We have obviously Rin and Deshko. Really just super cute. They look really good. And I think they're precious. Like, I mean, they're starting to make some incredible prize figures. So if you don't have that kind of budget to be getting these scales, these are still fantastic choices, 100%. I'm personally even really interested in them. I'm just trying to not spend any more extra money so I can just focus on the scales. And that's kind of what my vision for my collection is minimal prize figures. So, but it's still, these are tempting. And I kind of forgot her name because I haven't watched it in a minute, but there's also a character from 86. I wish they would do more than just her. Like, there's some other interesting characters in there, but I think this one looks pretty good for what it is. I don't see myself ever collecting really a figures or even scales of her. Depends. They've put out some and I'm not too impressed, but this is a cute little one if you like 86. Now, I don't exactly know what you would call these, but we have kind of like jobs and occupations, the quintessential quintuplets. They're all in different things like nurses, policemen, magician, a chef, just super random. But they do know how to really milk this line, and it's like part of why I'm trying to be really picky with what quintessential quintuplet figures I get, because you have to get 5. Like, they made sure to get their money's worth out of these 5 girls. And so it's always hard to choose, but I personally would pass on this line. I think there's some better ones out there. That's just my opinion. But of course we have to have some more ReZero. We have some Rin and Ram and Amelia. Kind of surprised they threw her in there. Usually they just stick to the other 2 girls. I feel like I've seen these before. Nothing really too new, but I mean, hey, if you're into it, you're into it. But I personally think there are better even prize figures of these characters over this. Just my personal opinion. And then for the Evangelion fans, or Evangelion, however you say that. We have Mari and Asuna. They actually look pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. I think there's already so many you can choose from that these are kind of like a dime a dozen, to be honest, for even prize figures of these characters. But I will say, they don't look bad. Like, I think they're trying to like add more unique kind of poses and things like that, so I'll give them props for that. And then we have some more Demon Slayer ones. We have Kanako? Kanaka? I feel like I always butcher her name. But she's a little cutie, one of the cute little butterfly sisters. And then I think they might be doing another small Nezuko, but again, I feel like these are ones that have been seen before. But I will say the butterfly one, the butterfly girl, she looks pretty decent, like I'm not gonna lie. And then they have some kneeling Hashira figures. So we have, so actually this is probably like my top 3 currently from what I've seen. I haven't read the manga, but we got Tengen, Rengoku, and Gyu. They look pretty good. I do think they're milking this kind of more basic like pose for these characters, but you know what? Get your bag, I guess. And then these are really cute, but they're almost like little like cat sleeping versions of some of the Tokyo Revengers characters. Like, I personally don't get these like smaller ones because I just don't have room, but they're actually really, really cute, like kind of tempting. And moving into the company quest queue, we have another Girls Frontline figure. I honestly really like a lot of them, but I have to put my foot down somewhere. And I just cannot bring myself to dive into the Girls Frontline things, even though I think they look incredible. I just have to minimize it because they just put out some really cool pieces all the time. And I would literally have no space or money for them. Like, I already have pretty much no space or money. So you gotta find that fine balance, but if you can, I really like their like whole collection and their whole design. Then of course we have to have a Leveru Darkness figure, and we have Momo. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, this isn't, I don't find a lot of the Leveru figures impressive. Besides, I like the bunny ones, and even that's just kind of eh to me. I feel like we just do the, oh, let's see what new lewd style we can do. And I mean, I'm assuming that's kind of the premise of the show, just kind of being lewd. But they're alright. If you're a fan, here's another option. I just have a, like, I'm just kind of concerned about her leaning more, to be honest. Like, she doesn't seem well balanced. We have an Ulterior Sophie. I know it's a game. I actually have it, like my dad bought it for me when there was like a sale. He's like, ooh, here's some anime games, pick one. I'm like, okay. I haven't ever had time to play it, and I feel horrible about that. But they're doing a figure of her. I don't know what exactly is happening here, but I guess we'll see. I don't think I will personally be interested in this one. I feel like there's some better Ulterior ones out there personally, but here's a new option. These next two I'm very excited about, and I have very high hopes because it is quest queue. We have Maleem from the time I got reincarnated as slime in her kind of, is it, I don't know if it's her second form or demon form or whatever you would call it. I honestly can't remember, but this is the first like scale we're getting of her, I believe, in this form. Like, I've only seen prizes, so I'm incredibly excited about that. And then following the same line of time I've been reincarnated as slime, we also have Shuna, and I adore her character so much. She does not get like hardly any figures. I've only seen like the prize ones, I think 1 or 2, and she is adorable, and I very much adore her character, so I have very high hopes for this one too. I'm very excited. Next, we're moving into Spiritale. There are some in these that I do really want, but I am very concerned about the quality of them. Kind of seeing like pictures of some that other people have gotten, they end up almost looking just like more glorified prize figures. It's hard to say if that's how it's going to continue, but if they can pull some of these off, they have such cool, unique ideas, and they would look incredible as long as it all works out. But the first one, again, I'm not a Miku, like a huge Miku fan, or really at all, I'm not gonna lie. I think some of her figures are cute, but we also have yet another Miku, which is the 2021 birthday edition. This like little bunny style. Honestly, it's super cute. If I was into Miku, I'd be kind of probably interested in this one. I'm just nervous how she's gonna turn out. And it's a good time for My Hero fans. I'm gonna say there's a lot of figures, not just in this one company, but in some other companies. But we have, I can never say her name, so I'm just gonna put her up here on the screen. I think that's a really cool concept. If I collected My Hero figures, I would highly consider this one. I think it's really cool and unique, but it seems like simple enough that it might not be an insane price. As much as I'm not a My Hero fan, or even really a fan of this character per se. But we do have this Toga one that I know has been talked about before, but it's really cool. It's super cool. I love the details that they put on her, and I don't know if it's really gonna be like real chains, but if they are, I'm kind of more interested too, because I think that's such a cool element for them to add. But she looks really good. Like, even I'm considering, and I don't really care about it. But they might win me over with that base. Now this one I'm really hoping they pull off, and it looks amazing. And it is the Mai from Bunny Girl Senpai one, and she is in a china dress. This one's gorgeous. This is so cool. I'm very excited to see it painted. I think I would go for this one over the other one that they announced, not the same company, but the other kind of china dress version that they have, where she's kind of like leaning on a stool. Obviously I'll put a picture up. So depending how this one turns out, I think I'd be going for this one. Like, I haven't ordered the other one because I feel like the stool is super random, and I don't completely love it. I love how she looks, but I feel like it wasn't executed as well as I personally would want. So this one works out. This one's gonna be a winner. I'm very excited for this one. And then of course we have a Kurumi from Day Alive. I don't remember if they only had the picture out of this last time, but if not, here's the scale. A lingerie swimsuit. Never heard those two pair up together, but I think it looks pretty cool. I don't think I will be getting it, but it's not bad. I just think there's so many Kurumi figures out there that you got plenty of options. And then they also have this Black Rock Shooter one. If they're making it like this intense with like almost this like bike car thing, I haven't watched the show, I don't know really anything about this series, but if they make it look like what they're hinting in this picture, wow. I would love to see how that is going to work out. Like, you have to have support beams, right? Like, but it would be insane. It would look insane. Take up a lot of space, but highly impressed if that's what's gonna happen. Then for another Miku, we have kind of this like royalty looking Miku. I think it's kind of interesting that they stuck with her like original outfit and then just put her on a throne and crown and all that, but another option for all you Miku fans out there. So I've never played this game. I think it's like Tales of Arise. This girl, she looks really cool. Like, if this figure like comes out looking sick and ends up not being horrendous in cost, I'd consider getting her just because I think she's a little cutie. I personally have never heard of this company. Like, maybe I've just never bought from them, or I don't know if it's new. I know nothing about this one, and I also can't pronounce it, so I'm just gonna throw that name on up here. They're tempting me with these figures. So we only have just like the pictures out, but they're making some 1/4 Azur Lane figures. Also, I'm not like, I have never played the Azur Lane games. They're about to make me go broke with these figures that they keep putting out, because they keep putting out incredible pieces, and I'm so tempted every time, and I keep like turning away. I don't know how much longer I can turn away from them because these look insane. These first two, they almost look like racing ones. This looks cool. This looks super cool. And then this one, and these characters are just too beautiful to pass up. I'm scared how much they are going to cost. That might factor if I ever get one. But man, they look so nice. If they, well, in terms of, we gotta wait for the scale, obviously. These pictures that they're hinting at, if they can pull that off, oof, I'm in danger. Look at these adorable, like, unique bunny girls that they're gonna put out too. Guys, they're gonna give Freeing a run for their money. Unless they're pairing up with Freeing, I don't know. I don't think so. But they could give them a real nice run for their money. Make them work a little harder. Because these are super, super cute. Oh my gosh. And then I've never heard of Blue Archive. But even she looks really cool. She's a 1/7 though. But I kind of love her like whole aesthetic. So this company I might have to look into. I'm going into Aspire, which I'm assuming is kind of like a child brand of Sega. Kind of their way of getting more into the scale figure field. And they're expensive. I've seen some of theirs and some of them were charging like $400 and $500 for some of their figures, so I mean, I guess, go off. But they have a few different versions of Muzan and like the female version. And I'm not gonna lie, like, the second one looks kind of cool with like the like extended demon arm. It's pretty awesome. And I always liked Muzan in his more female one, because the other one's just too much like Michael Jackson. It's kind of cool. And you, My Hero Academia fans, are getting fed with these figures. They're gonna probably cost an arm and a leg. They look pretty dope. Of course, we have Deku fighting Muscular. I have not gotten to that point in the show, but they're really knocking it out with these. And then I actually kind of really like this one myself, other than Deku's face. It's kind of eh, but the premise is really cool. So we have Deku and Ari. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot how to pronounce her name. But I like her as a character, she's adorable. So I have this one was a pretty cool one too. Of course we have an All Might, another one of girls that I can never pronounce. And then this is almost like a slightly, or this one's more like a mild down version of the other Toga figure that we saw from, I think, Questcue or Spiritale. I think it was Spiritale. But the other one that we talked about on here, this is like a more toned down version. So if you're not wanting like that big extravagant one, I think this could be like a really good kind of like replacement where you still get kind of like almost like toy base. Pretty cool. And then my favorite anime characters, we have Sonic. I want to know who like collects the ones that are kind of like just like randomly thrown in there, like when they had Thomas, and then they had some Space Jam. Now we got some Sonic. And we have another figure company that I personally haven't heard of, and it's Seoul International. And then we have a few of the Miss Kabawashi Dragon made. I feel like I completely butchered that, but I think these could be really cute. I just don't think so far, at least I don't know if it's the quality of the picture or what. I feel like they almost look kind of Play-Doh-y, if that makes sense. Like they look very underwhelming in like the sense of the paint job and kind of the texture of it. Kind of looks weird, but I think it's like a cool concept. I just don't think it was executed very well. They look very just almost sticky. I don't know why, but they don't look amazing. But the concept looked cool. I actually really like this Idol Master one. Also have never watched that either, but I just think she looks really cool. She looks really powerful. And I love the characters when they put them in like a really like extravagant chair and make them look like, yes, I run this place. And of course we're getting another Chizuru Rent-A-Girlfriend figure. This one time she's in a date dress. I feel like she has so many that this just seems eh. And of course for the Mushoku Tensei fans, we have another Roxy figure. I've only got a few episodes into the show, but they've been making a lot of figures of her. It looks like there's a few figures from Wanderer, and one of them is a Girls Frontline one. I think this could have been cute besides her teeth. Is that how she usually looks in the show? I don't know anything really about this, or the show, game, I don't know, I don't even honestly know what it is. But I just can't stop staring at her mouth. It's kind of scary. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. And then they have an Azur Lane, a little unicorn one. I think it's very like flat looking personally, but it's a cute concept. And some from Emontoys. Again, I'll put the name up here. They have a Rem. I feel like this one has been done a lot of times too. I mean, she's still pretty, but I just personally think there's plenty of other options out there. I mean, there are literally probably like 200 of this type of thing. So, I mean, she's cute. I know nothing about whatever this thing is, but I just think it looks really cute. Whatever they're gonna do could potentially look really awesome. I just want to talk about this one. I think it's like I think it's called Figurama, so I'm assuming these are resin figures potentially. At least that's what they look like to me. I just want to talk about this Yu Yu Hakusho one. Like, I'm kind of tempted. Like, I really liked this fight, and it just looks incredible. I just know it's gonna be so expensive, so more than likely I'm not gonna get it, but I can admire, can't I? And another company we'll be talking about is obviously Union Creative, a very hit or miss type of company. They have this Rem wedding dress version. I think it looks like a prize figure personally. And then again, I feel like there's just so many repeats of the same Rem figure. And like, no hate if you love these Rem figures, but like could they at least attempt to make a little more creativity? And like, this is literally looks just like a prize figure. I'm sorry. And then it looks like we have some Bofuri. That was one that I also have not seen, or I can't, so probably mispronounced too. But these characters are pretty cute. It's like Maple and... So we have Maple and Sally. I think it's... eh. I feel like I don't have much to say about these like sitting ones. Like, they look okay. I don't know why they have like her little like shield thing sitting like next to her, but what can you do? And then we have another, I believe it's Traveling Witch, like Elena figure. I really think she looks pretty cute, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like her like sitting pose like that. I think the other two were pretty boring, but I kind of like this. I'm assuming this is just kind of like an original character, but I'm like kind of intrigued by this like guitar girl. Like, I think she looks kind of cool. It's kind of a unique concept to add like instruments. I always love it when they add instruments, so I think she looks kind of cute. Like, I'm kind of a fan, so we'll see how that turns out. Maybe I'll get this original character. I also know nothing about this character, but like wow. But I do kind of like how kind of like still like elegant it all still looks despite everything happening. I like the little table and all the little details. I think it's kind of cool looking. Like, low-key kind of tempted. If it's like $200, no. And I have a feeling it's probably gonna be, but it's kind of cool. Now I'm low-key kind of really excited about these Union Creative and Freeing collab bunnies. I think they look cool, and they're probably some of the most unique ones that I have seen. First up, obviously we have North Carolina and Washington. I just think that's so funny. Like, yes, here's our states. The only way I want them to show me what my states look like. But I think they look kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to see more and like see them in possibly better like lighting for the photos. But the main star of this show, and I'm so terrified of her price, and that is New Jersey. This is cool. I kind of low-key like love the pole. She looks so cool. Like, come on, look at her ears, all that hair. I don't know where I'd put this. I really don't, but I really want it. I think out of the other ones though, like if I only could pick one, I'd probably pick New Jersey. She looks really cool. If you're also a fan of, I think it's like the Dokuchan show, where it's kind of like the office girls kind of all interested in the same office boy. Kind of like ecchi-esque, and they're only like 5-minute episodes. But they have an Android of her, which is kind of interesting. I don't think they did a great job on the figures that they have, like the scales. So the Android might be a better choice, but I would still kind of find it weird when they make like Nendroids from shows that are kind of not easily put into a chibi design, in my opinion. They're a little too ecchi, but you know, anything can be achieved. Well, I just know I still do not know really anything about Fate, despite owning a few figures and kind of really lusting over a lot of their figures. But I'm not gonna lie, this like Solomon one, listen, I'm just a sucker for a white-haired man, and he looks fine. But that shadow, kind of indicating probably how big the scale figure is gonna be, is absolutely terrifying me, because I have a feeling it's gonna be like $400. So I probably won't get to own it. Maybe. We'll see how bold I'm feeling. But that could turn out really cool. And then of course we have the Mappa and Shibuya Scramble kind of collab for some of the Jujutsu Kaisen ones. I personally am very tempted to pick them all up. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know about Sunika. That one is up in the air because I already have a Sunika figure coming, and that's already stupidly expensive as is. But the Nanami and the Toge, they look good. I feel like Nanami's pose is kind of plain, but like at the end of the day, he's kind of just supposed to be a more stoic, plain character. And I think this fits his character the best. I don't think something over the top extravagant would fit him. And like this is like his most iconic moment too. And honestly, I really love Toge, and I'm so hyped that he's getting a figure. I don't love the like support beams, but I don't think they're horrible. Like I think I could look past it depending how it all blends with the rest of the figure, unless it sticks out like a sore thumb. But well, I need a scale. I'm hoping that maybe some other companies, I think they're already like Kotobukiya is going to make one. But the only problem is they could potentially make it like an exclusive to somewhere that I can't get. But oof, I'm really tempted. I think they look really good. And then there's also this really cool one by Hobby Max that was announced, I don't think during Wonderfest. It is one of Dazai, and it is called the Looking Sharp version. I don't know if it's gonna have like everything like around it on the base that's like in the picture, but like I'm excited to get a nice little snazzy looking Dazai. That could turn out really cool. And then they also announced these other Azur Lane ones. They look so good, but they look so expensive. They've just been knocking out the park with these characters. But that's beautiful. Like that whole background is just gorgeous. Everything about these are gorgeous. I just don't think I'm gonna be able to actually get them. We'll see. But they make so many nice looking ones. And then from BeBOX we have Link Click figures, which is very unexpected. I wasn't sure if they would ever get like a scale. But I personally really liked the show. It's like a Danwa, I think it's the Chinese anime. They look nice. Wish they did a little more. I'm a little nervous to get them in case they end up kind of looking like garbage. But I think I could see myself pre-ordering these. Like, they look really cool, and I like the bases that they have as a kind of like a clock. I'm tempted because I also very much find these two gentlemen top tier looking. Then another one that I'm very excited to see how it's gonna turn out is the Aniplex. They are making a My Dress Up Darling Marin. I love her. I think she's a great character. Personally, I very much enjoy the show. I have the manga. I've only read like the first volume though, but I love her and I'm very excited. So as far as I know, it's gonna be the school uniform, but it's a really cute uniform, so I'm hyped. And then I know also Shibuya Scramble is also doing a figure of Marin as well. I'm assuming they're doing her in her like first cosplay outfit. Shibuya Scramble is just really coming for my wallet. Ugh. But if that turns out cool, they may win me over. And I may own a lot of Shibuya Scrambles, and they might be my only figures of every month. Looks like FNX is back at it again, and they are doing an asana in the, I think the actual like clothes Komodo, so assuming she's gonna be in the thousands range. I'm glad I don't care about Sword Art Online. Not that even if I did, I would not be able to drop $1,000 on a figure. But I love the concept. They are also doing an albedo one too from Overlord. If I had the money to drop, I would be really tempted with her because I think she looks really cool and unique. I'm not a huge fan of like the little like feather poles that they have going, but I think she'll look really cool when she's all the way painted. Just like a random rant. But with all the Princess Connect figures, does anybody else just really like hate how they have these like massive clear bases that they like add a few details to and call it a day? Like, you have all that space to work with, all of that space, and you choose to do the bare minimum. It's like they would look so much cooler if you just did something extra. Like, even I would be tempted to get them at that point if you made the bases less like stick out like a sore thumb. Like, is it just me? Am I the one that doesn't like that? But that's all I see that they do with them, and it like completely ruins it in my opinion. Looks like they're actually doing a resin statue, I believe, of solo leveling. I just feel like for how much you're gonna be paying for this, it looks incredibly flat and kind of poorly executed, like even like the character himself. I just feel like it's too dark. Like, they needed to add like maybe some more purples or reds or something, but it looks almost too flat. And if you're already paying that much money, like, you want that thing to stand out. But I feel like this one stands out in like all the worst ways possible. Otherwise, it could have been a really cool piece. Since I am not a ReZero fan, I'm really trying not to buy any more figures. But these two that they have from FNX, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tempted. They made them look so cool. Like, that's neat. Like, what they did looks so good. I think they did such a good job adding like just the right amount of contrasting colors. This is beautiful. Like, these pieces are beautiful. And it looks like they're using like real like fishnets on them too, so go off, FNX. We got a Getou figure. And of course, one's exclusive, and two, I just feel like there's something off with his face. So I guess that one won't be happening, but I liked everything else about it. And I think it would have looked really cool with all my other Kotobukiya Jujutsu Kaisen ones. But his face looks weird. like is there something missing? But something just seems off. And then some random little lookups were announced too by Megahouse. I personally have a few of the Demon Slayer ones, but these are really cute. I think they're pretty expensive in my opinion for what they are. But these are adorable, and we're getting some Haikyuu and Evangelion ones, so be on the lookout for those. So it looks like we're getting another Megahouse Beast-style bunny from Gundam Seed. This time it's Meer. Still haven't watched them. But if they do anything like they did to the latest one, I'm in. Like, they do a fantastic job with these bunnies. And like just adding this like really unique design, so just might be tempted. And Megahouse is also making some more Naruto Gals DX versions. And surprise, surprise, we're getting a Tamari, which just might be tempting enough to me because she is one of my favorite girls from Naruto. And then we're getting a 1010. Like, 1010 never gets loved. And now she's out here getting some big, expensive scale. And I like low-key kind of want to get both of them. We'll see how they turn out, but I've been really liking the DX ones a lot. Looks like we're also getting a DX version of Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. This one's gonna turn out interesting. Just off the silhouette, I don't know if I love it. And I already have like, I think by the end of the year I'll probably like 3 or 4 Gojos, so probably will pass on this one depending how it turns out. I just am not in love with the silhouette. So I guess we'll see. I gotta say I've been really tempted with the Megahouse Bleach figures. I'm really fighting like myself on getting some or not because I have started getting into Bleach. I don't know. But they make them look really cool. They make really nice ones. Like, ooh, I'm so tempted. But I'm really fighting to not because I know that's just another money pit that I do not need to fall down right now. Maybe one day, but not today. And then we also finally got a figure of Wiz from Konosuba. And it looks like garbage. It literally looks worse than a prize figure. Poor girl ain't getting nothing. And I've never heard of who the manufacturer is for it, but what a shame. What a shame. They did that poor girl dirty. That's really disappointing. Like, oh my god. I don't know how they did it so bad. I think we'll end it on this one. I think that's all I was gonna talk about. That is the re-released version of the Revy from Black Lagoon. I'm very excited that they re-released her. I think she looks really good bare-legged, in my opinion. I think when they have kind of a more dynamic pose as opposed to like standing, I think they can really pull the bare leg look off well, and then I think the tattoo kind of adds something interesting to her. So I went ahead and pre-ordered her and I'm very excited for her. But I just want to throw that one there because I was very excited. And if there's any that I forgot to talk about, I think I'm just gonna throw them on the screen real quick. It must not have been too interesting. That is all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, what figures are you interested in from the Wonder Festival 2022 or any of the other ones that I happen to talk about. Excited to hear what you guys think. I am kind of feel like they've had some decent ones, but then wasn't super exciting, but not bad though overall. Alright, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.